It's the most wonderful time of the year. Summer Game Fest is upon us, but not quite yet. So that means we get to live in La La Land, a world of predictions, a world where anything is possible. And we're going to bring the hype right here on youtube.com/KindaFunnyGames because this is the Kinda Funny Gamescast. And of course, I'm Tim Geddes. I'm joined by the new face of video games, Blessing Adeoye Jr.
When the PlayStation Showcase happened, I got one reply on Twitter. When I posted the episode of PS Love You, when we said that this is a disappointing showcase, one of the replies said, "This is your fault." And I'm ready to repeat that again.
Yeah,
let's make it our fault today.
Let's take it on.
Let's make it our fault.
I always get surprised. Big Daddy himself, Greg Miller, about the reaction to all this. Like, what do you guys want? You want to just like, hey, I'm going to have the lowest expectations possible, and I'm going to predict the things that I actually think are going to be there, like a bunch of shitty commercials to things we don't actually want. No, that's not the point. There's nothing good.
There's going to be a lot.
We want these to be
of
amazing.
Shitty commercials and things I do want at SGF, and I'm excited about that.
Yeah. That's true. We already know that. We know we're going to get some gameplay. We're going to get some Mortal Kombat 1, Bless.
Yes, we are. Oh, my goodness.
Come on, man. Are you excited for that? Natural Rifle, Andy Cortez?
I am Timothy Geddes. I'm excited for video games. I'm excited for cool vibes. I'm excited for us to be in LA together, more importantly.
We're all going down. The four of us and Snowbike Mike taking over Los Angeles for Summer Game Fest, for play days, for a whole bunch of fun stuff, hanging out with the games industry. But do not fret, my friends. We will be live reacting to the Summer Games Fest kickoff live, to the Xbox Game Showcase, to the Starfield Direct, and Ubisoft Forward on the following Monday. All live here from the spare bedroom in San Francisco.
Thank you, airplanes.
Exactly. They're fantastic. So we're going to be here. It's us and Mike will be the crew for all of those things. So please hang out with us live on twitch.tv/KindaFunnyGames or youtube.com/KindaFunnyGames.
Now, Bless, the real question is this. All right, we're going to go down there. We're going to go to LA. We're going to see a bunch of games. We're going to have a great time. Saturday night, we're going to drink our faces off, right?
Oh.
Are you committed to joining me and we just drink all night Saturday and then go to the airport? We fly out first thing in the morning to get here for the reacts. No sleep till Starfield.
What time are we flying back?
I think 6 a.m.
Oh, God. I'm in. Let's do it.
Cool.
I'm in.
I'd like to hear. Andy, I'd invite you, but I know you'll be at home washing your knickers, all right?
That will be. That will
Doing
be.
what?
Washing your knickers. It's the underwear.
I just straight up heard washing your dick, and it was like, okay.
All right, you know what? I'm sick of everybody mishearing me today.
Yeah?
Earlier today, Joey's playing Diablo, and I'm like, I'll come join you, Joey. I'll help you out. We have like 10 minutes between a meeting. So I click in, I get in there, and I go, Joey, you have my bow and arrow. And everyone in the room turns and looks at me, and Andy's like, what did you say? I'm like, you have my bow and arrow. I'm like, I'm making like your Gimli man. You know what I mean? Like my axe.
I'm doing a Lord of the Rings joke.
And he's like, it sounded like you said, Joey, you have my boner. And I was
what
like,
everybody
that's what
heard.
It didn't sound like that.
It's like, Joey, you have my boner. That's what we all heard.
Y'all got to get your minds out of the gutter. It's SGF week, all right?
It is
Show
SGF.
Jeff the respect he deserves.
So much respect, and we're going to show it all right here live for all of you. So please hang out with us all week. I'm imagining video games are your thing because you're watching or listening to the Kinda Funny Gamescast either on youtube.com/KindaFunnyGames or podcast services around the globe. Right now, I'm going to let you all know, because there's so much going on that is tailored to the different systems and everything, you're going to want to subscribe to the Gamescast, to the Xcast, to PS I Love You XOXO, and to Kinda Funny Games Daily on the podcast service of your choice, because we're going to be putting out shows on all of those feeds. And if video games aren't your favorite thing, if you love movies, if you love TV shows, Screencast and In Review are where you're going to want to hang out, because In Review has been popping off, and it's going to continue to pop off. We just did Across the Spider-Verse. Next week / this week, I don't know exactly when it's going to post, we have Transformers Rise of the Beasts. We have The Flash coming. We have Pixar's Elemental, Indiana Jones, and the
Dial of Destiny.
Dial of Destiny. Yes.
The Destructo Disc of Time.
So pretty much a new movie every single week for you to listen to us give our ranking, recap, and review of.
Can I ask you a question while we're here? Why is it that all these movies at Cannes or whatever get standing ovations, and then they get reviewed and it turns out they're garbage?
We had a whole Kind of Funny podcast about this.
My apologies. Oh, the standing ovation one.
You should go check it out. We dive deep into it all.
Deep dive. We did a lot of investigation.
YouTube.com/KindaFunny.
I was like in the field.
Yeah, standing up.
Yeah, I was looking at them as they were standing up, like, what? 6 minutes long, huh? 21 minutes long for a goddamn Boss Baby 2, or
Yeah.
Is it real?
Boss
We
Baby
find
2?
out next. No, I mean like the enthusiasm.
Bless.
Enthusiasm.
Apparently not.
Is there something you want to promote?
There is actually the Blessing Show.
Mhm.
Yeah, I believe. What time does this go up?
6 a.m.
6 a.m. And so later today, around 11 a.m. Pacific Daylight Savings Time, there will be a new episode of The Blessing Show. And it is The Blessing Showcase. It's me breaking down what's up with game reveals, what's up with video game showcases, and there are a lot of really cool surprises. And so you don't want to miss that out or miss out on that.
So go check that out. Definitely engage in the comments, do all the stuff to help that type of content succeed here at Kind of Funny because we're very, very proud of it. I haven't seen it yet, so I'm very excited.
I'm excited for you
I've seen things about it that are very exciting and hype.
Oh, yeah.
But I haven't seen it yet, so excited for that. What about you, Andy? Are you excited?
I'm excited to be in a hotel room, maybe eat the M&Ms that are in the refrigerator, $14, most likely minimum.
Read
And
the
ma-
little Bible that
What's
they
up?
give you. Read the little Bible that they give you.
I feel like I haven't had a Bible in a hotel in a while.
Yeah, right?
Well, it's a
kinda
regular
weird.
size Bible, though, right?
No, it's a little one.
No,
tiny
it's a
one.
small one.
Yeah.
It's
The
like only New Testament.
It's like font size 3.
This is Andy's fantasy.
It's a little keychain Bible,
they
Kevin.
only got,
It's a little
they only
tiny
got
one.
Matthew through Revelation in there.
Good one. That was a good one.
Thank you.
Is that where you're going to watch the Blessing Show?
Yes,
Yes,
absolutely.
Okay. Gotcha.
Absolutely.
Gotcha. Cool. We got there, Greg. We got there. All right.
It's available, youtube.com/kindafunny, 11 a.m. debut Pacific time, right before more Diablo.
Today, we're brought to you by Shady Rays, BetterHelp, and I want to give a special thank you to Amazon Gaming and Summer Game Fest for partnering with us this showcase season. You can go to amazon.com/Summer Game Fest all summer long to discover the top new and upcoming games. But enough about all that for right now. I want to get into it, all right? These are our official Summer Game Fest kickoff live predictions. It's been getting weirder and weirder the last couple years to do predictions episodes for what used to be E3, because back then it made sense. 1 week, we each bring our predictions for all the different showcases and go through them one by one. But now, as Summer Game Fest has kind of turned into, maybe there's a PlayStation thing, maybe it's a part of Summer Game Fest, maybe it's going to be a couple weeks away. This year, it actually worked out that I think it was close enough that I would count it as, all right, it's part of the whole season. Nintendo, nowhere to be found. They're just like, we're printing money, we have Zelda, and if you don't like Zelda, guess what?
We got everybody 1-2 switch.
Exactly, June 30th. Get hyped.
1-2 switch.
We're gonna keep the Switch running for another 5 years. I hope we don't get demonetized for that. One thing I was gonna mention, Tim, is like it's especially tough trying to explain to your parents about doing vacation time, because at any moment anything can happen in this wild world of gaming.
Guys, I'd love to come over, but Cock Media could drop it. At
Yeah, exactly. It's just so, but like it's hard for them to understand the concept of like, but what do you mean? Anything? And I was like, look, it's just these developers are just sometimes like, hey, tomorrow we're doing a fucking thing. It's like, God damn it, I was doing a thing tomorrow, but never mind. So it's like, it's especially hard to do that. So I just need all the sympathy from the viewers out there and the listeners.
Give it to him.
Yeah.
Give it to him.
Andy. He knows
Even the
that.
opinions
Andy.
people don't want to hear. It's hard on them. You know?
It's so hard, man. But because of the inconsistency here, and because of knowing what this year's Summer Game Fest is, we're breaking it down where we're doing predictions just for each specific showcase. So we did our PlayStation Showcase predictions on
Crushed
Yes,
it.
I Love You. We just recorded our Xbox Game Showcase predictions on the episode of Kind of Funny Xcast that will be going live tomorrow.
You little bitch.
So
I didn't know this afterwards.
this is going to be specifically predictions for Kickoff Live, the Keeley YouTube Live Theater showcase that they're doing. And we've been having some fun rules.
What is
brought
the
to
energy
you.
of this podcast? Everyone is on another
What
one.
is beeping?
It's my keys. In case I lose them, I got a lot.
Wait, are these your keys?
Yeah, these are my keys, yeah.
I walked around the office trying to find these keys. We were messaging people whose keys are these.
Oh, I saw them on the kitchen. I didn't know how they got there. Were they just on the floor? Were you
Serious? Those are the keys?
Yeah. What the fuck?
Wait, he doesn't like Persona.
Where'd you
does
find
he?
these keys?
They were on the kitchen table, and Kevin came over. We had a guest swing by earlier today, a friend of the show, and he was like, I think he forgot his keys. And I was like, oh, damn, all right. So I messaged him. I was like, hey, did you forget your keys? He's like, no, what do they look like? I'm like, there's a Teddy Persona keychain on it.
I mean, I'm a big Persona fan. I feel like that would have been one of the
It was
first people to come
Barrett.
to.
Barrett was a guest as well.
Mm,
But also the idea
You're
that
not a
like,
big
well,
Persona
blessings
4
here. This
fan.
Persona 4 is my favorite one. It's like my second
You
favorite
never
game of all
talk about it.
time.
You never talk
You
about it.
Persona 4?
all of that in your pocket at all times?
That's why.
And then it goes boom.
yeah, that's why I keep pressing the button. It's too much.
you would think when they were lost, the sound would have gone off.
Yeah. Well, he didn't even know they were missing.
If I double press the button, it then rings my phone in case I lose my phone. But if I lose my keys, I go on my phone, I press the
that's
button,
actually cool.
rings the keys. Yeah, it's called a tile.
Yeah.
Fairly popular.
Yeah, I have it on my with Android people.
So Jake Bakes Cakes and
How
Co-op
you like the fucking
64,
VR heads,
amazing
Jake
best
Bakes Cakes.
friends out there, have given us parameters and rule sets for the predictions episodes that we have been doing this season, and we're going to continue to use those for this. It is a new system that includes each of us making 3 different predictions: a lock, a lengthy, and a long shot. The rules are simple. The lock is what is going to be there, how long is it going to hit, and when in the showcase will it be. Then the lengthy is a classic kind of funny prediction that has multiple different caveats. Example, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth gameplay trailer shown. We see the heroes all riding chocobos, and Aerith says something about saving the Earth in VO. So adding a whole bunch of extra details to get the points there. And then the long shot is the Hail Mary prediction that would make you throw a hat at a beer and ruin a computer, aka the Gatorade Get Hype moment. And then after that, we have a whole bunch of what they call prop bets, Andy. I'm sure you know all about this, where we're going to say yes or no to a bunch of different predictions and over-under on certain predictions that
Love an
people wrote
over-under.
in. A lot of good stuff going on. But I want to start off going around the table, giving our lock, lengthy, and long shot predictions. We are going to start with lock. So what is going to be there that's a lock? How long is it going to be there? And when is it going to hit in the showcase? Andy Cortez, I'm going to start with you. Obviously the most prepared here.
Damn, but we were supposed to write these down when we get the notice for this. I'm just so silly, everybody.
Sorry, I can't come home, Mom. I'm real busy.
It's a lock, everybody, that Keeley and Hidetaka Miyazaki, they got a good friendship going on. We are going to see a 2-minute long story trailer for Elden Ring Shadow of the Erdtree DLC. It's going to be some cinematics mixed with some gameplay. It's all in-engine. There's not going to be anything like pre-rendered. And it's going to kick off the showcase, Tim.
Wow.
You're going to get that big pop immediately with the From Software logo, and people are just going to cream their jeans, let me tell you.
Ooh.
My luck.
Sorry, do we get a release date?
Oh, release date? Oh, shit, no.
No?
No.
Release window, release anything.
I'd say Winter 2023.
Yeah.
Winter? Winter 2023, yeah.
Are you happy about that? That happens. What's that do to the nips?
Oh, the nips are extremely hard. I mean, this is... we all know that whenever From Software puts out DLC, it is never just, here's a couple missions for you. It is always this gigantic scale thing. And we've seen a lot of their huge DLCs in games that have never been anywhere as large as Elden Ring. So this is going to be... I think the reason why it is taking this long and the reason why they have been a little bit more hesitant to put out a lot of information out there is because it is just going to be a gigantic add-on. It's going to be great. We're going to a lot of lore about Mikola. Mikola is the brother of Melania.
Oh, shit.
Whenever
Wait
you
for
die to
that.
Melania, you die to her about 4 billion times, and we'll find she goes, I am Melania, blade of Mikola. And her brother, we're going to figure out what's up with her brother. Her brother was in that big egg. Remember the big egg that was bleeding when you fight Moog and all the blood and the fire? Turns out Moog comes out of the blood. His hand is there. And the thing about Mikola, he's like a baby the whole time. He's kind of like cursed to be a child.
Benjamin
You
Button.
know that, Bless?
It sounds like all of Elden Ring.
yeah, it's pretty cool.
I don't believe it.
I was thinking of a Michelada, a Mexican drink made with beer, lime juice.
Michelob?
sorted- No, Michelada.
Oh.
Sorted sauces, spices. They can get them in a can now in the grocery, or not the grocery.
What's the difference between a Michelada and a Bloody Mary?
Well, like yeah, you don't put a beer in a blood.
Oh.
Vodka versus beer.
Interesting.
Greg Miller.
Yeah, have you had a Michelada?
Mhm.
Is it good?
Yeah.
Budweiser did the one with the clam juice in it in a while. I didn't like that.
Clamato?
Yeah.
Chlamydia? Greg Miller.
Yeah.
What's your lock?
My lock, and I always appreciate the fact that when we did this on PS I Love You this year, this is how we did our things. Don't look at me like that, all right?
You're talking.
Oh
I
God.
appreciate
Y'all, this is Monday leading into Game Fest.
There's a one called the lengthy, as if every other prediction we ever made was that lengthy, right?
Yeah.
My lock is many parts, but it goes like this: Hideo Kojima and/or Elle Fanning are in the building. Remember, this is in front of a live audience. This is
Okay.
a live thing. Hideo, Elle are there.
Good
one
point.
and
This
or
is the
other.
first time the Summer Game Fest Kickoff Live is happening in front of a live audience, at least in the last couple. Actually, no, ever. Right? Because like this started during the pandemic. So yeah, first time.
We get a Death Stranding 2 trailer with that, whether it be, the introduction or whether it is them introducing it, whether it is Jeff having a little back and forth with them about it, something like, stop, just don't look at me like that. All right?
Come on, Bless. Come on.
Thank you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I say
My
it's
bad.
5 minutes in total, And my placement for it in the show is it's the end of Act 1 of Summer Game Fest.
Okay.
You know, the first third. We're towards the end of that first third.
Can I get a little tack on?
I'd love that.
There's going to be a lot of splash screens with just text. And the text
Oh,
is
for
gonna,
the
text
trailer?
is going to be like, the future is unknown. That may be one of them.
Transfarring, and then it blows away like saying it says transferring.
Yeah.
But all the words start with a D or an S.
Yeah.
Whoa!
Yeah.
Didn't
Alright.
see that one coming.
I like
Psych.
Damn.
Maybe a Church's song, but I'm not putting that in my official prediction.
Okay.
Bless. Give me your lock.
So I took the lock thing very literally, in the sense that, like, you know, no offense to Andy or Greg here, I don't think those are locks. I'd be surprised if we saw Elden Ring DLC show up.
I mean, I didn't know we were insulting each other's predictions. Yeah, that was a bad one.
Yeah, I was
I'll have
gonna
something to say
insult
when we get to
them.
Longshot. I'll have something to say about that.
Yeah, I mean, I think the Death Stranding thing more likely, but even that, I'm like 50-50 on if that happens or not.
Pizza bet. We're pizza betting this right now.
Which one, the Elden Ring?
Both of Elden Ring. We're pizza betting it.
I mean,
right now.
I'm just saying
Yeah.
that is involved in my Longshot. I don't think it's a lock.
Pizza bet that it's a lock.
All right, fine. But here's the deal. If it happens, we have to order pizza, and then you have to eat it in the car to the airport. Let's get spicy.
Are you flying anywhere? No, we're just gonna send you to the airport. You gotta Uber back.
So my lock is boring, right? Because we know that Mortal Kombat 1 is going to be there. And so I'm going with Mortal Kombat 1. Ed Boon comes out
I know.
and he plays a demo.
Oh.
That demo, 6 minutes long. We see a pretty lengthy breakdown of what gameplay looks like. He's breaking down, hey,
Wow.
these are the new features for Mortal Kombat 1. This is what the cameo/assist fighter stuff looks like.
So my initial reaction to that is no, based on the fact that I can't remember when's the last time Ed Boon came out and gave a hands-on gameplay demo. He comes out and talks a lot, and I'm not. This isn't me being like Ed Boon, fake gamer.
First time for
He
everything.
doesn't know Mortal Kombat. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I feel like
I
that-
do believe Jeff Keighley in one of his tweets, or the Summer Game Fest thing, one of their tweets said that Ed Boon will be appearing.
I
Yeah.
do believe they said that, and they confirmed gameplay. Yeah.
Yeah,
I
and so
like
I'm
this.
just putting those things together.
I like this because even if he hasn't appeared in a while or ever before, I think that Jeff's creating something new with Game Awards and now Summer Game Fest, this being the first one with a live audience. I can see him wanting to celebrate creators more than we have seen in the past. Like, we've already seen him kind of do that. So, like, we don't want it to just be Kojima that people get excited about. I think that they want to invest in making Ed Boon a moment to itself.
And this feels like a different sort of Mortal Kombat marketing cycle, because for the last few, it has been I forget which conference exactly they appear at, but it usually is a 2-minute cinematic like fighting trailer where you see sort of the mechanics. You can kind of understand what they're going for. The
Rap songs playing.
Right, yeah, you got like Wiz Khalifa playing in the background. For Mortal Kombat 1, the debut trailer we've gotten has been so focused on story and focused on setting up what's happening in the narrative and then rebooting the world and stuff. I think they want to show us like what the fighting looks like.
Sure. Oh yeah.
And
Totally.
I think that's going to happen here. And I think, you know, I don't think we're going to get them fighting over a rap song in this very cinematic way. I think this time around you would show people blatantly this is what gameplay looks like, because the game is coming out very soon, right? The game is coming out this fall, as opposed to like usually what it is where you get it at an E3 and then it's not until next spring that we get the actual game release. I think it coming up so soon means that they show gameplay.
Agreed.
Yeah.
I think all that's confirmed, as we've said. They've said that. What I was saying, since you wanted to come from me and Andy's prediction, you wanted to get hostile.
Yeah.
Is that I just don't think Ed Boon will be the one doing it. Ed's tweet says, quote tweeting Jeff's tweet on June 4th. Ed wrote on June 4th as well, next week will be fun. We can't wait to show you the first Mortal Kombat 1 gameplay reveal video.
As y'all know, I don't
He
play
ain't
games.
playing
So I won't be
shit.
there.
Bah! Listen, I never go to LA.
Go on stage, not for me.
And also, in terms of placement, I think this happens in like the center of the conference. I think it's the centerpiece.
Oh, okay. We talk a lot about the opener and the closer, never much about the centerpiece.
Yeah.
Because you're never really sure where the center is. You know what I mean?
Good point.
Tootsie Pop.
It's not in the center.
My lock here.
But you don't know how long the thing is usually until the end, right? It's not like you're going to get to the hour and this is center.
That's fair.
I'm excited that I'm the fourth person given my lock and that I get to say this one because it's very special to me. And up until 3 days ago, I would have said it's not a lock. It's probably not going to be there. Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. Getting all the tweets in the last couple days. They've been setting a nice cadence that seems to line up right into this Thursday for Summer Game Fest. Wouldn't traditionally think that a Keighley event would be where we get this type of Square Enix title, specifically at this point, the biggest I'm blanking on the word right now, but like the
Stage?
Final Fantasy game, right? I think 16 and 7 Rebirth or 7 Remake series are like the
core
tentpole flagship. Flagship's the word I'm looking for, like flagship Final Fantasy. But I think with the way that they're marketing and talking about it, and like I was really excited to see them saying, "Hey, it's on track. Development's going really, really well."
And it will have a story.
And it's going to have a story.
chain
and
of
all that
events
stuff.
happening.
And people were tweeting today saying that the Japanese versions of the tweets that they've been putting out, this is theorizing conspiracy shit, but like if you take the bolded green letters in Japanese, there's a message being said that's really confusing. And goes against what they're saying. It sounds like the message makes it sound like it will be delayed, which doesn't seem like something that they'd want to do. So jury's out. We'll have to see. But I do think Final Fantasy VII Rebirth will be at Summer Game Fest Kickoff Live. I get a little confused about how and what the news is going to be, like what's actually coming, because I feel like at this point, showing that game, we need some answer, and I think it's a little too early to get a release date. So just them reconfirming that winter 2023/4 space, I think is probably the most likely answer there. The Final Fantasy 16 demo is coming. They've already said that, and we're running out of time. I don't know how they combine talking about 7 Rebirth and 16 into the same bit, so I'm not sure that they're going to. What I'm saying is I think it's a lock, Final Fantasy 7 Rebirth being shown, and we will see gameplay.
At what point of the
in
company?
the trailer. I'm going to say first half. First half, Final Fantasy 7 Rebirth.
Do you think it'll make sense if they come out and just say early 2024? Because you talk about them not having much more to say in terms of release date, right? Because it's too early. Could they come out and just reinforce, hey, this is the year, since we don't really know the year that it's coming out?
Yeah. Yeah.
Fair enough.
He did the think and taste.
Yeah.
I could see them confirming that it's not winter 2023, that it's winter 2024. You know what I mean?
As in like the beginning of the
Making
year.
it clear that it's not going to be this year.
Yeah.
But that they're still in that same release
That
window
same
that they
window.
already talked about. It's just expect it next year for now.
For now.
How, like, any changes to Cloud's hair?
No.
Still looking good?
Still looking good.
Okay.
Mhm.
How about Barrett? What's Barrett up to?
He's chilling. Him, Marlene,
Being
have
a good
great
dad.
old time. Yeah.
Did they bring Jesse back?
I really hope, man. Hey, there's going to be a whole bunch of different stories for these characters, so we don't know what's going to happen. Maybe.
A big chain of events happening.
Love of my life. That would be a very big chain of event.
Chain of
Do
memories.
you think Final Fantasy 16 being on the verge of coming out does anything for them wanting to talk about 7
I would have
Rebirth?
said for sure. I would have said that as of a couple days ago, I would have been like, there's no way they're going to show this at Summer Game Fest because 16's right around the corner. But they started tweeting about it, and it all lines up. It will be there. Like, I think that it would be shocking if it wasn't.
Where do we leave off with your? And I forget. Did you had a prediction for the showcase that the Final Fantasy 16 demo would drop? Did that ever happen? Whatever happened?
That's what I was just saying. Like, it's going to have to happen at some point because they said it's coming, and the game comes out the 22nd. So we're like actually running out of days for it to come out. So I wouldn't be surprised if at Summer Game Fest they're like, yeah, it's out today. You can check it out. I just don't know how they're going to integrate that with the 7
I
Rebirth
was gonna
news.
say I was gonna ask you to give me your pitch on how Jeff would do that, how that would look.
I don't know. I don't know, but I wouldn't be surprised if maybe the Final Fantasy 16 demo stuff's not talked about at Summer Game Fest, but like on Square's Twitter or something.
Oh, interesting.
They're just like,
See, I would
hey,
think it would be
it's here.
something along the lines of here's the final launch trailer for Final Fantasy 16. You come back to Jeff. He's like, yes, and if that wasn't enough, this afternoon, it's going to be available today. You can get the demo. But that's not all, Square Enix said. Take a look at this. World exclusive premiere.
All right. I hope so, baby. That'd be
And
fantastic.
it's just a splash screen. Like, it's always awkward.
Jesse, you're still dead.
No, it's just a splat when he's like, Keely's like, and there's one more thing, everybody. Splash screen. And it's just like Final Fantasy 16. Bloom, demo available now. And that's it. And it just cuts back to him.
Omega
That sounds
Buster
said that part.
says there's a Final Fantasy 16 launch event before the 22nd. That is correct. That's probably where they're going to announce the demos available.
Who's hosting?
Then, I think it's just a party. I don't know that there's a host.
Lame.
Yeah, it is lame. Come on, guys, we're right here.
You screwed us on the date once.
Let's get to our lengthy predictions. This is the classic kind of funny prediction that has multiple different caveats. Andy Cortez.
This was kind of weird because I do feel like we've kind of been going lengthy with it because we like being
just do your
spicy.
thing. Just do your thing.
I don't like when you rush me. Okay.
No, this is actually me being in your corner. I thought you said earlier we were going to be against Blessing. on
Thanks
this
for
show.
thanks for encouraging me, Greg.
No problem.
This is actually really, really funny and lame because this may have been my prediction last year, or maybe it was a Game Awards prediction. I don't remember. We get a full ass Dragon Age reveal. I know Grub said there will be no BioWare at any of these things, and this one I'm saying, Grub, you better fucking put your face in the dirt, okay? Before I put it there for you. We're gonna get story cinematics that then transition into full gameplay snippets, kind of like a supercut of the action, the stuff that sort of leaked earlier, where you're seeing this God of War style third-person action adventure type game. Glimpses into romance options, massive customization options, and then all the while Solus, who's the bald guy with the ears that everybody's like super horny for, he's narrating the whole trailer, and he's just real ominous the whole time. Because Blessing, let me tell you about the end of Inquisition.
Are people horny for Solus?
Oh yeah,
Really?
Oh, yeah. It's a
Viewers
weird
horny,
thing. Yeah, he's a little sexy elf, you know.
Yeah.
But Solus by the end of Inquisition was not there for the final battle. You're like, where's Solus at? And then bam, post-credit cutscene. He was up to some shit the whole time, and so that's what Dreadwolf is going to be about. But yeah, I think it's just going to be sort of a longer, maybe 4-minute type trailer showing off different aspects, sort of the stuff that you'd see in a reveal on Twitter. And I don't really think there's going to be anybody up there from BioWare talking about it. I think it's just going to be, here is Dragon Age Dreadwolf.
I like this. I want to go a little further than this, but I don't want to spoil anybody else's predictions. Do you guys have any EA predictions?
No.
I have a possible one for my long shot, but it's not related to Dragon Age whatsoever.
Okay, well, then you can keep it if there's stuff there. But it's talking about EA. I do think it's interesting to point out we don't have an EA Play this year. EA does not have its own place to announce games, show games off.
Thanks,
whatever.
Austin Creed.
So if they do, it will probably be at Summer Game Fest. I don't imagine that these things are going to be at the Xbox Game Showcase, just traditionally with how they've done things. The potential games that we'd be excited for are Dragon Age, Skate 4, Iron Man.
How about that?
Wow.
What do you think, Greg?
Dragon Age, I think, is the most reasonable one. I think Skate's still not ready for prime time, and I think Iron Man's probably not ready for prime time either. But that's just how I feel. You know what I mean? Whereas Dragon Age, we know about its time. This would make sense. And I think, you start looking at what you just named there. If you were to cobble together a FIFA and a Madden and toss them in there, right, you could have an EA Play that would be pretty great. So clearly they don't have all of them, let alone one of them. Who knows? But I'd put my money on Dragon Age and stay off on the other ones. But again, to Grubb's lying credit, but you're sometimes right, that he has said that's not going to be there.
Yeah.
I also think Skate 4 shows off enough on socials. They are pretty good about updating the community on what they're working on currently and kind of, hey, here's some strides we've made when it comes to nollying. Yeah. We added a nolly. They're just they're really good about updating the community, and it feels more like a Kickstarter type project when they are letting their
bootstraps, ground floor.
Yeah,
I
and
think
so-
they'll probably, if you don't mind me jumping off,
Go ahead,
saying
go ahead.
I agree with you, and I think they'll probably. The trailer's gonna drop at Summer Game. I think they'd get behind that of like, hey, everybody tune in. Hey, everybody get excited for it. I just don't think we're there.
Yeah,
I'm with
I
that.
totally agree with that too. And then the Iron Man thing, interesting. First officially announced at the D23 thing you hosted last year, right?
No. Well, the thing I did was the Black Panther / Captain America game.
So then where was Iron Man first announced?
Iron Man, I believe, was just like a random post.
I
Like
want
a
to say
blog
it was like a
post.
blog post.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Because remember, we saw that sort of EA supercut thing. And at the end of the trailer, we saw gameplay for a bunch of different things that were kind of projects that didn't have names on them or even finished art for that matter. And there was a couple projects that we were looking at thinking, oh, I wonder what that's going to be. I wonder if that's Motive's project or whatever. And I feel like one of those games will come to surface. What game it is, I have no idea.
Yeah.
Do they just take Anthem, whatever was going to be Anthem 2, and make it Iron Man? Who knows?
The confusion also is that there has been a reported Black Panther game that EA is making, like an open world Black Panther game that is different from the
Skybound.
Yeah, the
Or not
Skydance one.
Yes. Greg, what is your
Lengthy.
prediction?
Let's forget about Electronic Arts and let's talk about Capcom.
Theater arts.
Please, let's do it. Let's do it.
Electronic.
You won't like this one.
I know. I know what it is.
Oh, do you?
Yeah.
They're shutting down.
Start with an M.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ends with a hunt.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to talk Monster Hunter. Jeff Keighley will come out. Well, actually, the way I have it here is maybe a little trailer, maybe a little Jeff talking.
I thought it was Mr. Ethan Hunt, to be honest with you.
But basically, we'll say the teaser trailer, whatever they've debuted the day before at their digital event for the final DLC for Monster Hunter Rise Sunbreak. Then Jeff will come out and say something to the effect of, our friends at Capcom had their final Monster Hunter Rise Sunbreak digital event yesterday where they announced blah, 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 blah. But today, they're excited to show you this world premiere. It'll be the trailer.
World premiere.
You like that? Yeah.
Yeah.
Monster Hunter 2 World. Monster Hunter World 2. Sorry, I screwed it up. You got me thinking too hard. And it'll have a 2024 date at the end of it, and that'll be about it. But we'll see us fighting some big monsters. Yes, there'll be a Rathalos there. Don't worry, Andy. He'll be in there.
I better see it.
But it'll hint at a wider, more intense open world, I think.
I love it. I think that this is pretty likely, actually. I think this was one of my predictions for the PlayStation showcase because Monster Hunter World 1 was first revealed at Sony E3 thing.
Yeah.
But I think that this makes sense. I think Monster Hunter World 2 being on this stage at this point probably makes more sense than a PlayStation showcase. Was Monster Hunter World 1 exclusive to PlayStation, or was that...
No.
It was
on Xbox as well?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. But now that you're mentioning it.
now that you say it, it doesn't sound right to say Xbox. For sure, it was that in PC.
Either
But
way,
did PC come later? Even that,
I do want to know, but I think that it's multi-plat this time.
Okay.
And that's why I think that Game Pass makes the most sense for it as well.
Now, do you think it's
Game Pass?
Do you think it's cross-plat?
Yes.
You
Has
hope
to be.
so. But I mean, I'm going to say no.
You think it's going to be PS5?
2024?
Yeah.
only?
Like when you say you're talking about cross-gen, like on PS4 and PS5.
He means an Xbox being able to play with the PlayStation.
Oh.
Oh, no.
cross-platform.
I meant cross-gen, my bad. Is it available on older consoles?
Oh, I say no there as well.
Yeah, I say no.
I say no to that.
2024 is. I feel like too late for that now.
But I think cross-play.
Cross-play
You
for
think no
sure.
cross-play.
This is the confusion. It was, sorry, let's just put a nail on this. PlayStation 4 and Xbox One, January 2018. Windows, August 2018. That was the confusion. I knew it wasn't all together, but whatever. And then, I'm sorry, back to me?
Cross-play. PlayStation
Yeah, I don't
and
think
Xbox.
Capcom's up for that.
Huh.
I mean, like, when we talk about cross-play, what are we talking about? I mean, in a lot of games. But what do they all have in common? I think it's the fact that I have an Epic account. I have a Battle.net account. I have an account somewhere else that there isn't a Capcom account, right? That is.
I think there is crossplay for Street Fighter.
Oh, okay.
And I think that's through some kind of Capcom account.
It's Capcom account.
Yeah.
Oh, my apologies. I don't play enough Capcom games. Then sure, yes. That'll be crossplay.
Yeah, that was a good point. Yeah. Interesting.
Capcom ID is what all of Party calls
That's
it.
what
Thank
it
you
is.
very
Yeah,
much.
yeah. I don't know if I'm sold on the Monster Hunter thing. I feel like Capcom
2018, man. And
Well, I mean, I
Rise
think-
since then, but like Rise isn't the same team.
specifically for like a Jeff Keighley thing and not a PlayStation thing is my thing. Because for every major Capcom game, I feel like we've gotten an announcement at a PlayStation thing. Like Street Fighter was at a PlayStation thing. The Resident Evils are typically at a PlayStation thing. Exoprimal, I believe, was a PlayStation thing. Like PlayStation and Capcom are like this in a way where I think if we did have a Monster Hunter on the verge, like coming out soon, I think it would have been at a PlayStation showcase, or maybe if it is 2024, it shows up at a State of Play later in the year. I don't know if they would show up to Jeff for like the initial announcement at least.
I mean, you're right about all that when it comes to like the facts of where things have been. But I think that with the amount of Resident Evils we've gotten, I think that's kind of the marketing agreement between PlayStation and Capcom. And I can kind of see Capcom wanting to like spread their wings a little bit. And we had Devil May Cry 5 announced at Xbox in 2018. I can see Monster Hunter because of the success of World and how well it sold and breaking Capcom records left and right. I can see them wanting to not tie it to PlayStation, even from a marketing perspective. Really wanted to be like, we're on the stage live at the YouTube theater in front of 1,000 screaming fans.
Fair enough.
Also though, what if it was the other way too, where just Xbox is throwing around some money? Maybe they're trying to get some kind of, Monster Hunter. They're making it worth their while to still be cross-platform, still be, everywhere, be a multi-SKU game, but maybe it has the Xbox branding on it. Try to get intense with that. Try to fight there.
Bless, give me some length.
I got some length for you, Tim.
Thanks.
So we know that Cyberpunk 2077 DLC, Phantom Liberty, is showing up. I think with that, we get an extended gameplay walkthrough, diving deep into a mission. Right, think almost like Spider-Man 2 and how that appeared at PlayStation Showcase and was extended. I think we get one of those for Cyberpunk Phantom Liberty. I think they also show off new cool vehicles, including a flying car. I think we get
Oh my
a
god.
new skill tree.
You think so? A flying car?
Yes. I think they go crazy with
I
it.
love this.
Yeah, I think
love
we get
this.
that. I think
The
we get
driving barely works in the base game.
they fixed it over time and the tops work, I think.
V's like just up in the stratosphere.
I think we get new skill tree abilities. I think we get a new weapon that makes us go ooh wee.
Hell yeah.
The dildo gun.
And then to close it out, I think Idris Elba comes out and tells us the release date.
Ooh.
Yeah, I think it's a repeat of Keanu Reeves, except this time it's Idris Elba with all.
No, you're breathtaking.
exactly.
I
He says it in a British accent.
will there be a reference to breathtaking? It's very, very
Yes,
possible.
100%.
Yes.
Do they make any reference to the fact that when we saw a lot of these Cyberpunk sort of initial showcases that none of it was real gameplay? Do they make any like, this is real 100% gameplay? Do they say anything like that? Because we all know that when they were going through their shit, it was revealed that that first sort of E3 demo was not completely real.
I mean, I think at this point we know, right? Like, I don't think there's any fooling us because we've played the game, and so if they show us anything that doesn't look like what the game plays like, we're like, no, like I fucking played 100 hours of this thing. You can't fool me once, CD Projekt. So no, I don't think they make a big deal about it, especially because they've come around to the place where they are in good graces.
Sure.
And so I think they can market it without having to worry about people not believing them, because now people kind of do believe in them for the most part, right? Like, there's still those things, but no, I don't think they have to make a
Fool
big
me
deal
once
about it.
sort of thing.
Yeah.
I love that. That's exciting. Tim, what about your fourth one?
My lengthy one here. We will see Castlevania, but it will not just be a collection or a remaster of something. It'll feel like a new Castlevania. It could be a remake of an old Castlevania, but more in the Resident Evil 2 type of remake, less of a Metroid Prime Remastered type situation. Like, I think it'll be a from the ground up remake that might as well be a brand new game if it's Symphony of the Night or a title that we've heard before, but it'll be like much, much different than just an up-res. But I do think we get Castlevania. We've had so many rumors about Konami.
Side scroller?
I don't know. And that's the thing that, like,
Sony Santa Monica.
that's my problem, is I feel like that, like, in my heart, I believe that there is a 3D Castlevania out there. The question is it that high profile or not? I'm leaning towards not. And with the Konami rumors going around recently that are just slowly becoming more and more true, getting Silent Hill 2, getting all the other Silent Hill projects, Metal Gear Solid 3 being real with like all the attached rumors to it, I do think with where we're at now, Castlevania makes sense. PlayStation is the biggest X factor to it because there are the rumors, aka just dreams and desires, of Sony Santa Monica being involved. And then there is also just looking at where Castlevania as a franchise has been forever, and like the 2D side, the 3D side, Konami wanting to partner up. Bluepoint has been all the games that Bluepoint teased a couple years ago. We've seen Demon's Souls. We've
we
seen
were
Shadow of
still
the
in the
Colossus.
studio.
We've seen they were teasing Castlevania at one point. I don't expect to see Bluepoint at Summer Game Fest, so that's why I'm like a little more hesitant to say this is going to be a 3D thing, because I think if Bluepoint's doing one, it's going to be 3D. But I do think new Castlevania from somebody. Rumors, I think it was even from Jordan Midler and them.
Yeah,
that
it was
VGC.
VGC. They did a whole podcast talking about Konami's plans for E3 before E3 was canceled, and those plans involved both Metal Gear, which we've seen Metal Gear Solid 3 or Delta, and then also Castlevania. I think the thought would have been that both of them would have appeared at a PlayStation thing, but maybe now that E3 is canceled, maybe they do spread the love a little bit.
Yeah.
Especially if they want to do. I mean, we have Playdays coming up, right? If Konami wanted to do a physical on-site thing, they would probably go to Keighley and go, hey, can we get people to play this in person as opposed to a PlayStation, which doesn't really have that stuff available.
Because Konami, for the last E3s, they had physical presence there. Like, we played for 2 different years. We played Metal Gear Solid Survive.
Yeah, never forget.
Metal Gear Survive. And then the next year I played Contra, whatever it was called, on the Switch. So they do like having that presence. But yeah, the prediction is new Castlevania game. It might be a remake or something, but it will not just be a up-res remaster, and it will not be Dead Cells. Like, it'll be a new Castlevania.
A little tiny off topic. Do you think, in the way that when Arcane was bought by Xbox, that maybe Blue Point was also working on a game before that full acquisition went through with Sony. So that game still may happen, but now a new Sony thing is also happening in the background.
Very interesting.
Because Demon Souls was also like there, right? That was still kind of in those stages of getting made for the PS5. But I can't help but think that before the full like purchase actually happened, that they had something already in the works that they are like they couldn't just release it on the PlayStation only. That this is like, no, sorry, it's got to be multi-platform. You didn't buy us up yet.
That's interesting.
It is interesting.
Thank
I
you.
feel
Totally
like with
possible.
Sony owning them though, now they
You think
still
they
want
shut
to
that
own
shit
that
down?
message, even if it's
Okay.
not exclusive on PlayStation. I think that they want to be like,
Gotcha.
nah, though.
Agreed.
I want to know what they're working on, Greg.
Blue Point?
Yeah,
Let me tell you off air.
yeah,
Yeah.
Can't wait. Really?
Maybe.
Oh,
Maybe not.
what? Well, I'm really excited about that
Don't tell me.
potentially. But you know what else I'm excited about? Patreon.com/KindaFunny. It's just such a great offer. You get the show ad free. But for everyone else, here's a word from our sponsors. This episode is brought to you by Amazon and Summer Game Fest. We are in an absolutely stacked year of video game releases, and you can find all of them on Amazon.com/SummerGameFest. I hope that you found a spare few hundred hours to play all the amazing games that have come out this year already. Gamers have been eating good this year, but this is the only place you want to be. Amazon.com/SummerGameFest, because guess what? This summer, there's going to be even more exciting announcements coming through of so many more video games that are about to be on all of your favorite consoles, like Final Fantasy 16, Armored Core 6, Diablo 4, Street Fighter 6, Mortal Kombat 1, Exo Primal, Assassin's Creed Mirage. The list goes on and on. You can go to Amazon.com/SummerGameFest all summer long to discover the top new and upcoming games as soon as they go up for pre-order, or you can go check out the website now for everything you might have missed so far this year. Again, that's Amazon.com/SummerGameFest for all of your video game needs. Shout out to Shady Rays for sponsoring this episode. Do you want to look as cool as I look? Yes, you do. And you can. You can take on the sun with gear built to last. Our friends at Shady Rays have you covered for the warm weather ahead with premium polarized shades at an unbeatable price. Shady Rays is an independent sunglasses company that offers a world-class product that's just as good as any expensive pair that I've ever worn in my life. Every pair of sunglasses is backed by lost and broken replacements. If you lose or break your pair, even on day one, they told us they will send you a brand new pair, no questions asked. You can wear your Shady Rays with confidence because they have your back long after you purchase. Exclusively for you listeners, Shady Rays is giving out their best deal of the season. You can go to shadyrays.com and use the code KindaFunny. You can get 50% off 2+ pairs of polarized sunglasses. You can try for yourself the shades that are rated 5 stars by over 250,000 people. Promo code KindaFunny at shadyrays.com. This episode is brought to you by BetterHelp. It's so easy to get caught up in what everyone else needs from you and never take a moment to think about what you need from yourself. I know this from experience, how often it just seems easier to care about others and to keep it moving. But when we spend all of our time giving, it can leave us feeling stretched thin and burnt out. Therapy can give you the tools to find more balance in your life so you can keep supporting others without leaving yourself behind. Some of my very best friends use BetterHelp and love how helpful it can be for learning positive coping skills and how to set boundaries. It empowers you to be the best version of yourself. If you're thinking of starting therapy, give BetterHelp a try. It's entirely online, designed to be convenient, flexible, and suited to your schedule. Just fill out a brief questionnaire to get matched with a licensed therapist and switch therapists anytime for no additional charge. Find more balance with BetterHelp. Visit betterhelp.com/kindafunny today to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/kindafunny. Now we get to it. Our final prediction, the long shot, the Gatorade
Long
Get Hype
shot
moment.
is a long shot. Ooh.
Andy Cortez, kick us off.
So this isn't going to make me toss my cup, but a lot of people are going to be tossing cups of liquid all over the place when this one pops up. And it's going to be near the end. And it's going to be just a little like maybe title. Maybe we see a glimpse of somebody with white hair and it says The Witcher 4. Now, but it's a Witcher 4 development type thing.
Sure.
Bam, here it is. I don't think it's Idris Elba talking about it. I don't think he's like, oh, by the way, bruv, Also, Witcher 4 is in development. I don't think that happens. But Witcher 4 is the long shot for me.
Okay.
When you said white hair, I really thought you were gonna say Devil May Cry.
Hell yeah.
I excited. I was like, oh, Dante in the
Nero.
back. Let's go.
Like we're gonna get we're gonna get a tiny glimpse of, and we're gonna wonder, is that a cinematic? Is that a thing? I was like, no, that's Unreal Engine 5 because that's what they're working on. That's what Witcher 4 is being worked in. Whether it's called Witcher 4 or not, I don't know. I don't know if they're gonna do like a title still, in
I believe they
whatever they
said
call
they're
it.
working on a new trilogy, right?
Right,
Which
yeah.
could be 4, 5, and 6, but I
Yeah.
wonder if they just give it a different subtitle.
The code name is Polaris right now, but we'll see.
Sick.
Does this have anything to do with the tweet today announcing that the Netflix Witcher world premiere trailer with Henry Cavill will happen? Like Henry Cavill is going to be alongside the cast of The Witcher to do their new trailer. I could see him drop.
Of course, that's why I thought of that. Greg.
No, I don't mean that, but I'm saying like with that, do you think they come out, they do the thing, show the trailer, come back, and he's like,
That's
and
super
then
possible.
Henry Cavill's like, by the way, I'm a
Win-win.
huge fan of video games, and I have something, here's something from our friends at CD Projekt Red.
No, I
like
was just
that.
looking at the list of developers, and I was like,
Gotcha.
I know that we got some sort of hint that Witcher 4 is in the plans, and it's going to be Unreal Engine 5. So I feel like that is a real nice place to kind of just show off a tiny glimpse, and we're going to go, holy shit, that is in game. That is buck wild.
My question is it too early? Like, when do we think Witcher 4 is coming out? And also, after being burnt so hard with Cyberpunk 2077 and having that be like an 8-year wait for that game, right? And it finally coming out and then being overhyped and all this stuff, does that make CD Projekt pull back a little bit and wait until we're closer to then announce Witcher 4 officially?
I think the Witcher is a known quantity, though, and in the lead up to Cyberpunk, of all the promises that were made, it felt like we were going to be living in this world. Once we got closer to release and we got more and more looks into what the structure of the game would be, but like, it is just a video game. We have to remind ourselves that this isn't just this life sim of you being in this cyberpunk type world. I think The Witcher is a known quantity, and fans know what they are expecting to get from a Witcher type game. So I think that unless it was a brand new IP with crazy big ass promises of like, do anything, live here, this is the future now. I think like the fact that The Witcher is going to be an open world RPG, people know what it's going to be, that they're not really worried about kind of over hyping or over expectations.
My only thing against it, right, would be, I mean, the fact that I think it is a ways out and stuff like that is.
Oh yeah, it's probably like 5 years off.
With Cyberpunk still having this DLC, Phantom Liberty, we don't have a date for this still, right? Like
No.
the whole thing we're talking about is one of your predictions. Like, I feel like you don't want to overstep that and you don't want to muddle the message necessarily, again, with any bad vibes that are still there for Cyberpunk of, well, blah, blah. And I do think they've done a good job of being like, listen, here's all the games we're working on. Here's all the partners we're working with. Here is the new trilogy. It's known, and so I don't know if there's a rush yet to get out super early and say, hey, this is what it is. But that's what long shots are all about.
It is, man.
I also wonder the order of which they start announcing their things, because there's a lot of CD Projekt Red projects, because they did the whole thing during their, it might have been a financial call or then them just laying out their plans. And there's a lot of project names. They had a multiplayer Witcher thing, I think, and then like a Witcher remake / remaster that I think might be in turmoil. And there's like a Witcher
They're
spin-off
remaking
thing.
2.
Yeah, like they just have so much going on, and so I wonder what the pace is once they start like what order do you start announcing those things? Like what is coming first, right? Are we getting the Witcher remake before Witcher 4? Is Witcher 4 going to be the thing to kick everything off? If that's the case, then I could see it coming earlier, but
You got to expect like 3 of those things have been canceled by now. So.
yeah.
Greg Miller,
Timothy.
give me your get hype.
My long shot is just Andy's lock, right? Where it's like, I think you're going to get my long shot that I don't think will happen, but I'm saying is the long shot that would go hype and go crazy would be the Elden Ring Shadow of the Erd Tree. And I it would have a 2024 release window on the end of it.
Wow.
Yeah.
And that's hype.
Huh?
That would be the long shot hype moment. I don't know.
I'm sorry, I'm trying to sneeze in the middle of this. I'm
Gotcha.
getting killed. I'm rocked by allergies this past week.
Yeah. He's like,
Just giving you the rat face while I listen to you.
You just suddenly bust out with, don't look at me that way, Tim.
Yeah, I don't. I mean, everything they've said makes it seem like that's a ways out, which I count as 2024 being a ways out, right? So I just feel like, especially with Armored Core, like I feel like
Yeah,
you
that's a
double
good point.
again. There's such a science to it of how do you promote the next big thing but not overshadow the thing you want. Like clearly they're riding high on all their deserved success from Elden Ring. Let's parlay that into Armored Core success. This is from those people, and not say This is from those people, but there's also more. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah. I mean, I think that is why Shadow of the Erdtree was announced without like a big trailer, a big hype thing,
Yeah.
right? Because when it was announced,
let's
it was
satiate you, let you know it's coming.
Yeah.
We haven't forgotten. Buy the game. There'll be more content.
and from the reports that we've seen, it sounds like Shadow of the Erdtree is a bit further out. And when I say further out, like 2024-ish, right?
Yeah.
They want to get it out way after Armored Core.
Plus.
I had two written down. One of them was a Skate 4 thing. I think I'm gonna bench that, and I'm gonna go for something that I think would be a bit bigger and a bit more exciting. So in the graphic that Jeff and Summer Game Fest shared, talking about their partners, one of those partners is Amazon Games, and that could mean a lot of things. That could mean Blue Protocol. That could mean some New World DLC.
I was gonna say New World
And
stuff popping
expansion
up.
packs. I
That
like
could
where you're
mean
going here.
Lost Ark, but that could also mean Tomb Raider.
Yes, it could, baby.
Tomb Raider's been gone for a while, right? Crystal Dynamics has been working on it. Their last game didn't do that good. And it's been a while since they were Avengers, right? I always get them in
Yeah,
idols.
Crystal
and stuff.
Dynamics.
But yeah, Avengers was a while ago. They've had some time to be working on Tomb Raider. I think now's the time. I think they come out at Summer Game Fest. I think you see an Unreal Engine 5 logo and go and have them tout like how good this thing is about to look through that. I think we get a cinematic trailer. I think it's probably early in development, so we might not get much past that. But I think the big thing is it being like I found this Polygon article from this last December talking about how in a news release, Amazon and Crystal Dynamics called the next game in the franchise, quote, the biggest, most expansive Tomb Raider game to date. I think we're going open world with it. I think that's going to be the big thing. I think in the cinematic trailer, you see the camera pull behind Lara Croft and it pulls back, and then you just see a vast world to explore.
Nice.
I feel like everything you're saying is absolutely correct. I just don't know if we see it this week. But as a long shot, I'm here for it. Man. That'd be hype. That'd be
It'd be
cool.
super hype. Tomb Raider, I think, is one of those ones too that is agnostic, not agnostic. What's the maybe platform agnostic, right? When you're talking about not being a PlayStation thing or necessarily an Xbox thing. I know
They
Xbox
tried.
had the Rise of the Tomb Raider thing, and they tried, and that failed. But Tomb Raider, I don't think I would see at a exclusive conference, right? I think that would have to show up at a place that doesn't really have allegiances to either side.
Yeah, especially with the Amazon stuff.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, and with that sort of big gaping hole of Uncharted, there's a big hole that needs to be filled.
Sure.
Lara Croft's gonna fill it.
Yeah.
Think about this for a
Mhm.
second. It's still crazy to me that Amazon Games released their multiplayer game Crucible
Yep.
into a beta, and then
And
when
then
the beta was done, we're
unreleased
like, we're not releasing this after all. Like, that is the wildest thing that we don't talk about enough. That is such a crazy turn of events to happen. It's normal for these games to get canceled after 6 months or whatever, but that was still like such a crazy thing that I had to Google, like, oh yeah, there's Crucible. There's Crucible. The game's gonna be called Lara Croft and the Crucible, and they just put her in the game.
They're like, oh, we got the IP.
She's
So-
back. Yeah.
She's back.
It's funny because my friend of the show a bit, Gabe Patillo, was a voice in Crucible, and so like I remember a year ago texting me like, "Hey, man, how's it going?" And he's like, "Man, I'm going great. The voice acting career is going all right, but like they unreleased the game I'm in." And so like,
My long shot here. It's a very Tim Geddes one, and I'm praying, I'm hoping it happens. There's been a lot of signs that we're gonna get a new Sonic the Hedgehog game announced at Summer Game Fest.
You gotta go fast.
And we've been seeing the tweets, bless. All right. We had some pretty bizarre tweets in classic Sega fashion, but we get this little calendar image and we see little doodles all over it. And there was like different check marks for different days. And they were tweeting a bunch of things. One day they announced that the symphony orchestra thing's going on tour. I'm really excited about that. They announced some collaborations with Minecraft and with Crocs. And like there's just a whole bunch of Sonic stuff popping off. Everything that people are asking for, right? But I am out here asking for one simple thing. A sequel to Sonic Mania. And some of the doodles
Mania.
on this little image look suspiciously Sonic Mania inspired. So this is a long shot for me. Knowing the team that worked on Mania 1, knowing anybody that might be involved, I follow all of them on Twitter. They aren't the type of people that I feel like somebody would have fucked up and said something at this point, and like there would be rumors of like this game's being worked on. So as far as I know, this game is not being worked on. But your boy's got to believe.
It's a long
Your
shot,
boy's
though.
got to go fast. But yeah, that's what long shots are for. I'm really, really hoping. I expect we're gonna get Sonic. My prediction is Sonic Mania 2. That's all that I want.
And what consists of Sonic Mania 2, Tim?
a classic 2D Sonic game, Genesis-looking Sonic game. You know,
Okay.
it might not be called Sonic Mania 2, but like,
It better be.
yeah, I'd like that. But I mean, whatever it is, like not a 3D Sonic and not a 2.5D like Generations or something like that. Like old school Mega Man 9, Mega Man 10, that type of deal. What would you want from Sonic? Plus?
Would be cool.
I mean, I would love a Sonic Mania too. My question is does Sega have enough sense to do it? Like, do they understand that this is something that people want, that people will love? The teases are so all over the place, right? Like the Crocs thing, the schedule thing. Remember when we saw that, right? Like them doing the schedule, they had the squiggly line under Wednesday, and during that week, that was the PlayStation Showcase. And so, like, I think either you came to my desk or I came to your desk and was like, "Yo, look at this," and started talking about it. And the more I thought about it, the more I'm like, oh, I might be stretching. Like, I might be stretching too much. Like, this might not actually happen. I really want it to happen. And like, there's Sonic stuff fairly consistently when we're just talking about video games. And right now, there's not really a big Sonic game announced on the horizon. And so, yeah, like I think at any point a Sonic game could get announced, and it would be the right decision to make it a Sonic Mania 2 type thing. And so I hope it's either that or a 2D Sonic thing that is, because the one thing about Sonic Mania, right, is that the dope thing about that was that it was harkening back to a lot of previous Sonic games and making levels that were, hey, here's Chemical Plant Zone, and like here's us modernizing all these classic levels. I think it could be cool if they were to lean fully into the future and go, hey, we're not even doing that. Like, this is going to be all brand new content, brand new stuff that is still the same mechanics and same like polish and style as Sonic Mania, but focused on giving you new content. I think that would be exciting because for the new stages we got out of Sonic Mania,
great.
Studiopolis Zone,
Come on, man,
fucking fire.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, give me one of those. I'd be very excited about it.
Yeah. I think that another likelihood would be Sonic Frontiers DLC to some extent.
We do know DLC is coming.
Do we officially?
There's a whole roadmap. I forget where we're at.
Wasn't there something weird about the roadmap about it?
Yes.
Something weird with Sonic? No, impossible. But yeah, I feel like Frontiers was one of the bigger games at Game Fest last year. So I wouldn't be surprised if
it was the only
is
one you couldn't take
Frontiers.
photos of y'all playing.
Exactly. But yeah, fingers crossed for Mania. So those are all of our predictions. You guys have anything fun that you just want to throw out there in your backups?
They have they did announce that we're getting an additional playable character and a new story.
Okay.
Or additional playable characters, so multiple. Hopefully we get a Ruse the Bat.
I got nothing because Bloodborne would just be a PlayStation exclusive. So I got nothing. Nothing fun.
I think Tim's gonna be impressed with Jeff's shoes.
Yeah?
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh, I like that.
I wrote down
hope
here
so.
Skate 4 release window. They got Tony Hawk in it. That was under my long shot.
do we get any like Chick Hydro Man type
No.
things happening on?
We
stage?
haven't gotten a Chick Hydro Man in a long time. And that was a
Yeah.
Game Awards thing.
Yeah, you're
And it
right.
was
no, but like when I
ridiculous,
say
but-
Chick Hydro Man, I also mean
I
like
miss him.
Crash on stage in full costume. Like, is there anything?
Excuse
where
me, is there going to
Just
be
a
a mascot?
mascot costume.
Yeah, a mascot sort of thing. Happening.
Yeah, I'm sure the fucking Muppets are going to show up again.
They
I
would
think
have
that's-
teased that.
That's more of a Game Awards thing.
I'm saying that, but I'm just saying. I'm sure
You're
they're
such
going
an
to show up again.
ageist. You hate the old Muppets, but love the baby Muppet babies.
Muppet Babies are great.
It's so weird.
Listen.
It's such a weird.
They
thing.
tell a fucking story, all
mean,
right?
Isn't there a Crash game coming out this month?
Yeah.
There is Crash Team Rumble.
I think we
world's
see
on
Crash
fire
in
for
costume.
Yeah.
I think he comes out and fights Sonic.
Couple
Who's
things I
also
want
in
to just
costume.
drop real quick. IO's 007 game. We're going to see it at some point. I think it might be a little early, but hey, at some point it's going to happen. Final Fantasy Tactics, Final Fantasy 9, the NVIDIA leak, Andy.
Oh,
You know,
praise be
there's
the leak.
there's some of the only things left. I think there's a lot of Final Fantasy going on, so I don't know that they're going to want to do that, but potentially.
They love showing off. Like,
It's Square.
yeah, like. Well, what did Blessing say during the pandemic? Square just be making games? Like, that's just.
They do.
I love doing that.
They
shit.
do. All right, so I'm going to go through.
Can I toss one out that
Yeah.
I think would be fun to do that we don't usually do? Right now, on Monday, June 5th, preparing for Thursday's Summer Game Fest. I want everybody to predict what their score is going to be.
Oh,
No.
from
We
on a
always,
funny scale?
yeah, we always get there. We get to the
Good
post show.
call.
We got a 5 on the Kind of Funny scale. On the Kind of Funny review scale, what would you give it? Of course, everybody knows the Kind of Funny review scale, but in case you didn't, it's a 5-point scale. 5 is amazing. 4 is great. 3 is okay. 2 is bad. 1 is terrible.
I'm going to predict that I'm going to give it a 4 because it's not going to have It's gonna be missing like one or two big heavy hitters. Also, one more thing to throw out: BioShock.
Big one.
Could we maybe see something BioShock?
Yeah, Judas at Game Awards.
Yeah.
Yeah. You think you get it again here?
That'd be cool.
I thought about this because it was somebody tweeted when we were talking about our predictions, and I was like, it's a smaller studio. Like, how much can they show of this game and not?
Does the game not do much for you?
No, it does. I
Okay.
mean, come on, Ken Levine. I'm all about it. I'm excited for it. But it's just that thing. I think we won't see more about that till it's got a date.
Yeah, that's the
hard.
thing.
Like,
I don't
they're
think we'll
ready to go.
see it.
And I don't think they're there yet. IMO. Tim, you're thinking hard, and I love that.
I am, because I don't want to give a bullshit answer, but where I'm at sounds kind of bullshitty. But I expect it to be a 4. Like, I think with the content that we know is going to be there, and with the potential surprises and stuff, like, I expect a 4. I think at the end I'm going to give it a 3. Like, I think that it's not necessarily going to hit those expectations. I do think there's also the possibility that it gets a 5. I'm always hopeful for that. But just being realistic, I think the biggest thing holding it back right now is E3 itself, is how that all went down and how all the deals went and how secretive some of the big guys are. With the fact that Ubisoft's doing its own forward, the fact that PlayStation just did its own thing, so many big question marks. We have Microsoft's thing, Nintendo's nowhere to be found. Too many factors at play that are big question marks that I'm on the lower side going into this.
Yeah, for me, I'd say my prediction for what I'd give it would be a 3 out of 5.
Yeah.
And I think that's just because there's something weird in the air right now. I feel like with video game announcements,
Allergies.
maybe it could be the allergies. And it also
I'm
probably
allergic to bad video game announcements.
it could also be just coming off the PlayStation Showcase where it's like,
That's the thing,
How is
right?
that such like a bummer?
See, and that's my thoughts. Is I'm predicting a 3. Okay, I'm hoping obviously for a 4 or 5, but I wouldn't be shocked if it was a 2. Like, because they've have they talked about this 2 hours? Is it 2 hours? Did we talk about how long this is? They have said it
The
recently.
Xbox thing was 2 hours.
Is that what I'm confusing it with? It's always that thing. I remember last year's it just dragged a bit, and that was the problem. That really it dragged a bit and it didn't have those like standout awesome things. And it was, Jeff and Summer Game Fest doing what they got to do and putting games in there and having this whole thing. But I didn't think the overall package sung right.
Yeah.
So I'm setting my expectations for a 3, hoping that they'll be above that.
Is there like the lack of buzz maybe?
No, because I think the buzz is appropriate. I think that like this one, I'm starting at that 3 because we know we're getting Mortal Kombat. We know we're getting. I'm blanking right now, but there was some things that I'm like, oh, we're getting
Alan Wake 2.
We're getting stuff that like is going to be cool and exciting. Like that alone is a big deal. Where I feel like last year we didn't necessarily have even that kind of starting place.
Yeah, I feel like I think Jeff usually does a really good job of
100%.
setting expectations appropriately, and I feel like I'm not seeing him this year coming out and being like, y'all get hyped for it. There was the one.
But I kind of wonder if that's because last year's was a more middling response from everybody. You know what I mean? Or just negatives in a lot of places too. Like, I just feel like maybe that's why. Maybe, again, we talk about Jeff being the master of this and being the student of the game as well. So I wouldn't be surprised if he's seen before hyping it up and then, okay, that actually didn't go. Maybe I shouldn't, trying to sit there and tweak and how do you talk and message something but not make everybody go, this is going to be the fucking best thing in the world. Because I have way lower expectations for this than I did PlayStation Showcase. And I think that's the history of Summer Game Fest. I think it's just in general what we're talking about with the industry at large. And I think that makes for a platform that is easier to succeed. It should be easier on Thursday for me to walk out going, that was awesome. Holy shit, that was rad.
The counterpoint to that, though, I think it's easier to succeed. I think that also, though, there's expectations that are going to be here that there's no getting away from. There's going to be more bullshit mobile games and not even mobile games, but just bullshit like at this point, just like I don't even know
Middleware
lookalike games, middleware type stuff, because that's what these shows have to be in order to succeed and function, especially with the live stage and all those elements. So I think that it's like my expectations for this being a 4 or 5 is just some exciting announcements of big games or things that we didn't expect to be there. Because I think that they're doing a good job of telling us what's going to be there. And we also know what else is going to be there that we're not going to like. It's just a matter of how do you package that and how do you pace it all out. And I think that they've gotten better about that for the most part.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd say the thing that I am I'd be super anxious to kind of overhype because I would just be so terrified of leaks happening.
Sure.
So like, I think it may have been last year's presentation. I know it happened in PlayStations recently, but it may have been last year or maybe the year before where we say, man, we would have popped the hell off for that had that not leaked.
Last of Us.
What was it?
Last of Us remake.
Oh,
Last
that's
year.
right. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. I don't know. We'll see.
Saw North Beach Games on the little thing, and I was like, "What's that all about?" I opened that up. That's SF. I've never heard of these
Oh
guys.
shit. So Jake Bakes Cakes made a little thing for us to go through, a little lightning round action here. Do an over/under. All right, we're gonna go quickly through each prompt here and to say, will they be over or will they be under for each of these different?
So
prompts.
now let's explain it very clearly because this became a mid thing away for PS I Love You.
It's now a lot simpler.
Okay.
It's over/under, and all the numbers have a 0.5, so it's very clear.
Okay.
There's no exacts here.
Got
So
it.
over/under, 30.5 total games shown. Over or under?
In 2 hours.
We don't know if it's 2 hours. I
in
can't
summer
find that.
games.
Chat, let me know
Yeah.
if I'm wrong about that. I
Take
haven't
off
seen that.
live.
I'm going to say under.
I'm going over.
I'm going to say over as well. They had 30 plus last year.
I'm saying over.
12.5 new games are shown. Over/under.
Like we've never heard of them before?
Yeah.
Let's say,
Or wait, hold on. Yeah, because I'm now thinking about a bunch of titles that may have been said, hey, that development studio's working on that, but nobody's ever seen it yet.
Yeah.
Like, is that a new game or?
It's about 2 hours, is what he said on an interview, says Co-op 64.
I'm going to go with over. Because I was not expecting to see that many new games at the PlayStation Showcase, and that was way more than what we thought there was going to be.
I say over as well. 12.5 is the
12.5.
number. I don't think it'll be many more than 12, but I do think 12 is an easy number to pass.
I'll say over as well.
I'm also gonna say over.
Over/under, 0.5 PlayStation first-party games shown includes
Oh.
DLC.
Who's DLC?
First party or DLC for PlayStation games. So essentially,
I'm gonna
will
say
there be
under.
any?
I'm going to say under. Yeah, I don't think PlayStation first party will be there.
I'll go under as well.
I'm gonna say over. I think we
Yeah.
get at least one.
Do you have an idea of what?
I mean, I'm always gonna talk about Stellar Blade because like Stellar Blade isn't being developed first party, but they are publishing it, and so I would count that. Maybe a VR thing. Maybe there's a VR thing they're working on, but I think we'll see something. I think PlayStation likes Jeff enough to always have something at his things. Like we had something at last Summer Game Fest, had something at Game Awards. I think at this rate, we're gonna get something PlayStation.
I wouldn't be surprised if we did, but I'm going to say under. Over/under, 1.5 Nintendo first-party games shown includes DLC.
1.5.
Interesting. Now, here's a very interesting thing. Tears of the Kingdom DLC is going to be announced at some point. I think it's way too close.
No, I see that in a direct. I totally see Tears of the Kingdom, something happening in a direct.
Because wasn't the DLC announced at Game Awards? Granted, that was many months after March when Breath of the Wild came out, or was that just when it released?
I think that's when it's released. It was announced before. When we bought the game and had the game, we knew there was DLC coming
Gotcha.
for Breath of the Wild.
The info on it, Chappion's Ballad, like all that stuff. Was that Game Awards?
I'm going to say under. I just don't. I don't see anything Nintendo exclusive being here.
What's going on with that Pikmin? When's that Pikmin out?
July.
We get a full thing for that though.
Sure, but outside of Lakers head, nobody gives a shit about Pikmin. Right? So you got to say. I'll say Pikmin, and I'll say what he said 1.5.
Yeah.
Oh, so I guess under.
Yeah.
You know what?
Oh, he's
What-
gonna get horny with it.
Are we still getting Mario Kart DLC? Are we still in the middle of that?
Yeah.
No, I'm gonna say under.
Yeah, I'm saying under as well. I'm really hopeful we get something from Nintendo, but yeah, I'm thinking under.
Also, did you guys see
I'm
this?
thinking under.
Apparently, like an hour ago, Capcom Showcase was announced.
Well, that changes a lot of
That changes a lot.
When is the showcase?
It is June 12th. June 12th at, I don't know what time zone this is, 23 p.m. BST.
Okay, cool. That's interesting. I don't think that actually affects too much of the potential predictions.
That's where your Monster Hunter goes.
Because their showcases, they normally don't make announcements. Like we've seen before, Resident Evil remakes. Some of them are in a PlayStation showcase, and then when they do this, it's here. So, I think we're okay.
Should we redo the episode?
Over under
Stop.
0.5 Xbox first party game shown includes DLC.
I mean,
No, I don't think they blow their load early.
yeah,
on that
under. Even if you wanted to, bring out a fucking Sea of Thieves DLC, why wouldn't you save that for the showcase?
Yeah.
Especially with how long that showcase is going to be.
That's
Like,
2 hours for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But isn't
I'm going under.
I'm going under.
2.5 non-video game industry celebrities appear. So this also includes Vin Diesel in Arc 2 or Idris Elba on stage.
what's the number?
2.5.
I'm going
Yeah, over.
Yeah.
We already know the Witcher cast there. That's over.
There you go. That's a good
Oh.
point. Yeah.
That's at least 3 of them.
15.5 minutes of devs or studio heads talking on stage. Over or under?
This is interesting because we've not had that really for
We have.
for Summer Game Fest.
Yeah. Last year, even. There just wasn't
Oh,
a live
you're right,
audience,
you're right, you're
but
right,
they
you're
were
right, yeah.
people coming out on stage talking. 15.5.
So wait, what is so
Easy.
this means
Over.
In total.
Yeah, so like if and again, it's a stupid prediction, it's not happening, but if Ed Boon came out and played Mortal Kombat and talked, would that count?
Mhm.
Oh yeah, and over.
Yeah.
Yeah, over.
Over under 11.5 CGI only trailers. Over. This is a Keeley event, baby. We're gonna get so many of those middleware games, and they're gonna look fancy as hell. We're gonna get Conan the Barbarian, maybe an update on the Transformers game.
But okay. No, but CGI only I think is a big disclaimer because I think a lot of them eventually do show in-game stuff like after they're done showing you the
I know you're trying. I don't know, not that many anymore. I really do feel like we get a lot of things that are just like KOTOR.
I'm with you on this. I'm gonna say I'm counting this as like there will be over 11 and a half minutes of CGI in trailers.
Oh yeah, then over for sure.
Oh, I
minutes.
thought
I don't know why I'm
If
entitled.
you're talking about CGI,
that's what
only
it sounds
tra-
like.
I mean,
11.5 CGI only trailers, similar to 1.5 Nintendo first party games.
I'm gonna go under.
Yeah, okay. Even with that, I still say over.
I'm gonna go under.
I'm gonna go under in that case.
I'll go. Over.
Also, put me over for the last one. I never give my answer on the previous one.
Nah, I'm gonna go under.
It's over, baby. It's Keeley, man. Love the CGI. 2.5 VR games shown. Over, under.
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 2 tops.
I'm going over.
Are we
man.
talking? Does this include a mode?
Whether or
Oh.
not it does, man, I feel like MetaQuest always gets a lot of placement at these things.
Do they?
I think so.
Yeah, you're right.
They just had a big blowout though.
There's always like a Facebook meta thing talking
Yeah.
about, championing diversity around the world. And also, here's these awful games.
Exactly. 100%. 2.5 video games shown from Ubisoft, EA, and Capcom. So all
it-
three.
Lumped into one.
No, like each one
Oh.
has 2.5 at least. Over, under.
Jesus. Okay. Ubisoft under. EA under. Capcom over.
I'm saying under for all of them.
Doesn't Capcom have like a bunch of shit though? Because I'm making the
They got
Monster Hunter thing,
Exoprimal.
and they got Exoprimal, and they got the Pragmata, and they got
I don't think we see Pragmata here.
I think that game's canceled.
I'm going over for Capcom.
I might go over for EA actually.
Oh.
I'm going over for EA. and
Over for
Capcom.
EA, under for Ubi.
I'm going over for EA, under for Capcom, under for Ubi.
I don't know if Ubi has more than 2.5 games in development right now.
Damn.
We'll have to wait and see.
Over
Yeah.
2.5 video games shown from Konami, Sega, or Square Enix. So there's another one that's weird that they're together. I say we can even separate them and do each of these. Konami, I'm going to say under. Sega, I'm going to say over. Square, I'm going to say over.
Yeah, Konami, I'm gonna say under. Sega, I'm gonna say, man, what if their super game shows up and it's Crazy Taxi? I'm gonna say over. I was gonna go under, but I'm gonna say over for Sega. You know, no, fuck it. I take it back. I'm going under for Sega. And then what was the other one? Square Enix.
Mhm.
I'm gonna say over because they just be making games.
Under, over.
I'm going to throw this out here. I'm going to go under. No, I'm going to go over for Konami. But I think we're going to get an actual Metal Gear Solid Delta little gameplay type thing.
No chance.
I think so.
Hell
We,
yeah.
We've seen it happen a lot where, like, we just saw this thing at this other thing, and now it's here again, and they're showing off something different. I think that's happening here.
You want to see Hideo Kojima get up from his seat, leave in tears. That's what you're asking for.
Uppercuts. Over for Konami, under for Sega, over for Square Enix.
I'm going to skip a couple of these. Over, under 26.5 times the word world premiere are said.
Under.
I feel like recently too. Well, I guess Jeff says it a lot.
He does say a lot.
The
in his
VO
sentence.
doesn't do it as much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I still say under.
Yeah, under.
26 is a lot.
Well, I mean, sometimes they say
Wow.
like world premiere trailer.
Yeah, that counts.
Wait, are we counting times where it's not like
Anytime it's vocalized.
Oh, okay.
Over.
Shoot.
Over for Big Daddy Andy.
I'm
Minimum
gonna
40.
stay under.
Can't wait for this. Let's go. We're moving on to the prop bets here. These are yes or no.
Real quick, I just wanted to say that there was one that I thought was very good. Over or under 2.5 Souls-like games. Over.
Over.
Liza P will be there.
There's going to be like 12.
If your lies will.
Going here, yes or no.
Lords of the Fallen is probably gonna be there. So yeah.
Kojima makes an appearance.
Yes.
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 Do you mean in person or do we just in general?
In general.
Okay. Yes, for sure.
Okay, yeah. We'll promote a new season of the Spotify podcast.
Ooh, the 2023 Call of Duty game makes an appearance.
No.
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 They do their own thing now.
A video game, movie, or TV show gets its announcement or first trailer.
I was talking to Mike about this a little bit earlier because I brought up the Fallout show and how that doesn't have a trailer yet.
Wow.
How that's
a
coming
good
out this
call.
year. Yeah.
We still have
That's a
a trailer
real
for Twisted Metal, right?
We got
We do.
trailer.
Well, we had like a teaser. type
Yeah, but
thing.
it's just Anthony Mackie talking, right? Like it wasn't like
He drove
Sweet
off.
Tooth and everything.
We saw Sweet Tooth.
I don't
Did
think
we?
Jeff has the stuff to
Yeah.
pull Twisted
My
Metal.
apologies.
Too big.
The cock ain't coming to this.
Nobody can
I'm gonna
reign
say
in
yes.
that franchise. I'm gonna go yes on that one.
Wait, can you repeat the thing again?
Video game, movie, or TV show gets its announcement or debut trailer.
Yeah.
debut trailer. I'm gonna say no.
The Wonder Woman video game makes an
Oh
appearance.
God, I hope so. I don't like.
I'm gonna say yes.
I'm 50-50 on this. I'll probably
Honestly, I
lean
could
no.
see it being at Xbox.
That feels right to me.
I'll say maybe.
Even with WB like doing a lot of stuff with PlayStation.
Yeah.
Recently.
Spreading the love.
Hmm.
The Rock appears for another commercial.
No.
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 Save it for Game Awards.
Will you see Batista?
That's a good call. Rockstar makes an appearance. Any appearance.
No.
No.
But what? Wait, what? Rockstar?
Yeah,
Hey,
they
Rockstar.
make GTA.
Rockstar.
It's been so long since I've heard the name. I'm just all I'm thinking
it.
is
I
like
haven't heard
energy drink or fucking a Rockstar.
Like an ACDC shows up.
No, negative.
BioShock makes an appearance.
Yes.
Oh, I
No.
like it, Andy.
No. It'd be cool though. It'd be real cool.
Gonna look real good too.
I'm gonna say no, but I like where you're
That feels like a Game Awards thing. I don't think Summer Game Fest has the not that it doesn't have the stuff, but I feel like Keighley would push for a Game Awards announcement for that.
we get
Okay,
a place.
this Twisted Metal teaser doesn't count.
Why not?
They'll get a real trailer, not Anthony Mackie jamming to some tunes in the car.
The end of it.
Yeah, for 2 seconds. Lost Vegas, I saw it.
PlayStation game for PC announced.
No.
I would have said yes, and then they just announced Ratchet out of the fucking blue.
Dude, PlayStation's PlayStation. They're going to PlayStation all over this PlayStation town. So I'm saying no.
Yeah, me
Negative.
too. Hollow Knight Silk Song makes an appearance.
No.
At this point,
No.
that's got to be an Xbox show for those to be like, yo, fuck you, here it is. And
Well, they just
release date.
delayed it recently.
No, yeah.
I don't think we see it in anything this
I think just based on that Twitter post, they're just like, hey, we're probably gonna go silent for another year and a half. That's so sad. It's great for the game.
I had to take it off my fantasy draft.
The Persona series gets a new game or remake announced.
I think it happens, but I think it happens in Xbox.
I
Yeah.
agree. I think it's Xbox. Persona 3
Yeah, I don't
remake.
think it's here, so.
God, I want 3 remake so bad.
A new Devil May Cry is revealed. I think if we see that, I think it's at Xbox. I fucking hope though.
Yeah, I'm gonna say no.
A new Monster Hunter. I'm saying yes.
Yes.
I hope so.
No.
A new Castlevania. I'm saying yes.
I'm saying no.
I'm gonna say yes.
I know it's unlikely, but I really want it.
Yeah, I'm gonna say no on the Castlevania. I just don't. I can't really even. I don't think that they would do like a 2D remake. I feel like that would. Like, if you're gonna remake a game of that caliber, it has to be a reimagining of it. As bad as it sounds to say, I think if you re-release or if you make a new Castlevania game in 2D, that it feels like a lesser of a like we're expecting the full evolution. It sounds like I'm shit talking 2D games. Maybe I am. You'll have to find out in the comments. I'll be in there commenting.
A new Mega Man
Fuck
is
you.
revealed.
No.
No,
No.
not the time.
No.
Not the place. A new Star Wars game is revealed, or an announced one gets a title / gameplay.
No.
Nah, not here.
Do you think we see anything about Respawn's first-person shooter?
No.
Their Star Wars one?
Yeah.
No.
I think next year there's going to be an EA Play, and it's going to be a banger.
Who hosts it?
Hopefully you.
Yeah, that's right. Get out of here, Xavier Woods.
I don't know how all the chess pieces like get placed for this one, but like, you know, I think it's a slam dunk that Ubisoft has their Star Wars game announced, and like, would it make sense for us to get multiple Star Wars games announced in the span of a week? Like, what say does Lucas Arts have in the way that all that stuff gets placed?
Yeah.
I would think that no, like, hey, let's have all focus be on Ubisoft's game.
This one's good, and I'm surprised none of us brought it up as a prediction in some way. It Takes Two developer Hazelight's next game is shown.
Oh, yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
That makes a lot of sense. Again,
Yeah.
going back
No
to EA.
EA Play.
Yeah.
I think that's a Game Awards thing. Though.
Yeah, I was gonna say I think Game Awards also.
Yeah. Yeah. I agree with you guys. Let's move on. That's all we got. We're gonna stop there.
Did the world in It Takes Two? Did they show off an image of like of the new
Cody!
game? Kind of like the. I could have sworn
They showed off the new actors in the mocap suits.
Oh, okay. I could have sworn we saw a glimpse of it. I was like, oh, that kind of looks like It Takes Two.
People were theorizing a mother-daughter story based on the actors.
Cody!
Let us know in the comments below how hyped you would be for whatever they're talking about. It Takes Two, mother-daughter story. Or what other predictions you have for Summer Game Fest that's happening this Thursday. You can react alongside us as we watch it live with you. YouTube.com/KindaFunnyGames, Twitch.tv/KindaFunnyGames. God fucking damn it. You should watch us. A lot of fun stuff happens over here on Kinda Funny. And we appreciate each and every one of you. If you want to get the show ad free, Patreon.com/KindaFunny is where you want to go. Thank you all for your support over there, which allows us to do really cool stuff. We're sending an entire squad down to Summer Game Fest. It's going to be us and Snowbike Mike all in Los Angeles. And that is possible thanks to your support. So thank you so very much. Greg has a picture of Hideo Kojima at the Apple show. Remember,
$3,500.
everybody, I want to give a shout out to Amazon Gaming and Summer Game Fest for partnering with us for this showcase season. You can go to Amazon.com/Summer Game Fest all summer long to discover the top new and upcoming games, pre-order everything you want to pre-order and all that good stuff. But until next time, I love you all. Goodbye.